All right, good morning. Good morning. Let's get everything on, get everything going here. All righty. Let's take a look here really quickly. The structure for the session. Just actually move this chart over really quick and let's get ready. So it's our 15-minute chart. Yesterday's structure, overall bullish trend towards 30,000. We have not reached major level 30,000 yet. As of right now, we are above our one-day min. We are holding above HVL. We are in positive gamma today, so we're going to be expecting more level-to-level mean reversion type controlled price action. So yesterday was pretty straightforward. Nice, clean uptrend. We found some resistance at 29,950s. So what we want to be paying attention to are these failure levels here at 30,000. So if we can get to 30,000, you can see we actually broke out, reclaimed, and then rotated all the way down. And we just came in overnight, or actually yesterday's high of day was basically an attempt at 30,000. We failed to get there. And then we've had another failed breakout, right? So we actually broke out, held the high, from there broke back in, rejected it in the Globex session, and then pushed right back down into support. So we're basically currently trading in a pretty straightforward range here since yesterday morning. So from 10:45, you can see we had a nice little sweep of the low right around 29,700s, and they used this low to be able to punch into the 950 level. Unfortunately, the buyers were not able to sustain that move. And so now looking into today's session, we're just going to continue to respect the range that we're in, right? So the current auction, we can basically consider anything below 720. We would expect buyers to defend that structure. So if we end up coming underneath the level, buyers would need to pump it back up, reclaim to take it back up if they're going to stay in control, right? Vice versa, if they are unable to do so, we may continue to see drift downwards and maybe get a retest of our yellow lug level down here, 29,539s. So our lug level printed yesterday, what time? About 9 p.m., 9:30. And we immediately broke out from there. So we had the initial breakout and then the reclaim. That's typically what we look for. The punch through, the rejection, and then the reclaim. We get the stronger move, and then we get the confirmed hold, right? So basically it's a 3-step process. You break out. From there, we break back under. So it looks like a failure. We want to see the reclaim. That's great. You can enter on that one. And then from there, we get that higher low structure. So 1, 2, 3, and then we had big expansion. They did knock out that orange lug level 29.74.7, and now we are attempting the red lug level. So we can see currently right now what I'm going to be watching here coming into the session is if we end up reclaiming this level here. So we're already beginning to reclaim this structure, as you can see. So right here we've got this low. They traded through the low. We've broken right back out, broken back in. So now what I would want to see, if this is going to stay bullish, we have our GEX 1 level here. We would want to see GEX 1 start accepting above, and then we can get that higher high, push into 30,000. So that's what I'm going to be looking for coming into the session. If we can stay firm above GEX 1, which is 850s, okay? And again, if we fail to hold, so as an example, we broke out here, we tried again. If they are unable to lock up this structure, then maybe we might get that bigger push down. But I'm kind of leaning towards that we're going to see price maybe at least give us another retest of our overnight high. I mean, we can just look at how clean this structure is here. And to me, that basically means there's some unfinished business potentially. So, but we're not going to get locked into that. My motto is always, let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. So we don't ever want to get fixated on a concept. And, you know, to be quite frank with you, when it comes to pre-market game plans, I think they're a waste of time, at least from my strategy, you know, because I'm a scalper. And since I'm a scalper, that gives me flexibility and fluidity to be changing and flipping bias throughout the session, right? So, but it's good to understand the levels, where we're at with these levels. On the hourly structure, we're going to be watching our most recent or closest swing high, which is going to be 29,887s. So that looks like a possible area. We're already beginning to see some pressure at GEX 1. GEX 1, we can see that rejection there. Let's drop some bookmap in here. We can begin to start seeing where buyers, if they're going to step back in, they would need to press, I would think, above the 9 a.m. opening print. 9 a.m. opening print is priced at 800s. So let's see if they're going to hold that. We are underneath Globex VWAP, so we actually did reject that. That's what this brown line is here. We have a nice little bid hanging out at 767s. So let's see what happens here. Price is beginning to push towards that level. I feel like they want to trap, squeeze, maybe first, you know, I don't know. We'll see. Take it one step at a time. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. Yeah, today's gamma is positive gamma at the moment, guys. Positive gamma. You can jump into the Discord. I dropped the levels on there. This indicator is, there's a lot of indicators you could use, but the one that we use is called CloudGex. It's in our, you can get it if you like. It's let's get this thing going. We got about a minute left here on the session. So watching right here, you know, the key level for us right now, 850s is where the battle zone is. Let me drop our major level, see where we're at with that. 800 right here. And let's take a look at our mids. So we've got that mid level as well. So 850s is kind of the range at the moment, but we do have this low down here, plus this bid that's not been filled. And even lower, we have our HVL level. So we can basically see the rotation, right? We came up, came down, and then we kind of started pulling back here, forming what looks somewhat like a major bull flag. But let's see. Good luck, everybody. Remember, this is I don't find them. We scrape the data of and then from there we use AI to calculate everything and then print the levels into our indicator. If you want the indicators, there's a ton of people out there that sell them. You can buy them. We offer them too for like really, really cheap. But let's see, there's the push back into 850s and immediately slapped. Let's see if they're going to try again here. Let's turn on the recording. I will be recording this. All right, look at the battle happening here at 850s. We just got to give it some time here. Let these guys figure out what they want to do. Let's see. I'm watching my 15-minute structure. Are they going to be able to support this little zone here? Or are they going to take out this nice little low that was formed here? I know you guys can't see that. Let me put it on this over here so you can see. I'm just watching this 15-minute as buyers continue to attempt the break of 850s. And here we go. We're trading above 850. The area I'm looking at where they're going to go is 887s. 887s, hourly swing high. Let's see if they can punch through that 887. They're beginning to get some momentum away from the level. We might get this and push to 30,000 straight up. Let's see. I know we are in positive gamma right now. Let's see if the dealers start leaning into this pump. Let's see if we get some resistance here. They're punching through that hourly high. There's the seller coming in right there. Let's see if it holds up. Watching 75, our quarter level, if they're going to be able to maintain that level here. So we got the punch through the level. There's the pullback. And these guys get it done and get to 29,900s. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to try to build my cushion here, build a nice little buffer. First couple trades are just going to be scalps. And once we get some buffer, then we can start busting it open. Let's see. Nice pullback to the VWAP. VWAP beginning to stay firm here. Let's see. We're going to get that punch through this offer at 900s. Let's see if these boys can do it. So far, that 15-minute game plan is looking pretty nice. I did not take the trade, but you can see we were looking at this level as a possible reclaim level. I want to see it hold. I want to see it stay firm. Let them close. And then once they close, let them retest, right? We got to understand that trend reversal is a sequence. It's not an event. Sometimes it's an event, right? Sometimes it's a V reversal. But in this type of context that we're in, I mean, we're in a range, right? We're in a choppy consolidation in positive gamma. So, you know, we're gonna let price just do what it needs to do. Look at it's sluggish already. I mean, this is 9:30 and look at what price has done. It just, well, nothing. It's just popped over here about 300 ticks and we're slow stepping. Look at how we're just slow stepping into the level. Okay, there we go. There's the expansion through the high. Could have been a nice pullback entry to the VWAP. Could have been a nice entry to the VWAP there. Still flat, haven't taken anything, just waiting. 1,000 contracts just got executed on the offer. Oh no, they pulled it. Sorry, they did not execute that. So I'm always watching the order book. We're using our liquidity levels indicator here. You can see how they were playing with the offers, 500, 400, 500, 1,000, 1,000. So they're lifting offers, and they do that to pull price up, right? They do that to pull price up. These aren't actual real orders that are getting filled. They're just spoofs. They call spoofs, right? So as they start lifting the offer, price begins to chase. It's like a magnet, right? And eventually when price gets there, what they'll do is they'll cancel the order, let price go up, and that's usually where you'll start seeing the big sell come in, or they start absorbing that push up higher, and then price feels like, oh, what's going on? Where's the bids? There's no support here. What's happening? And then from there, you might see it roll over. So we just wait. We just got to wait. Let it do its thing. We are breaking 900s. Can we stay above 900s? That's the question. Right, so the key thing to note is 930, we expanded up, okay? We've broken our swing high structure here. So one of two things are going to happen. We're going to continue punching and holding trend, and 30,000 would be the main level. And of course, there'll be opportunities, you know, so you don't want to be a FOMO chaser if you're not already in. I know most people are like, I gotta be in right at the open. No, you don't have to be. You don't have to be. It's Friday, guys. Remember, it's Friday, the end of the week, okay? It's the end of the week. And if you look up the weekly chart right now, you'll see we have been in this consolidation. We have been in this range for, I mean, let's pull up the weekly. Let's pull up the daily chart. We can actually just see it right now, right? Let's just pull that up real quick. Here's our daily chart. This is the daily chart. All right, look at that. You're not missing out on much. You're not missing out on much. So, you know, we're just in a big consolidation right now, guys. So it's all good. We just need to allow price to unfold and do what it needs to do, and just be patient with things. Let's take a look at our heat map now. See what we got developing here. Let's pull this up, guys. Let's read what the market narrative is saying here. Okay, actually, it's not even updated. That's great. I want a refund. Well, bottom line is we can already see the SPX. We can see SPY. Might be hard to see now. I mean, it's kind of small, but that's our POC. Not like in terms of volume profile, but in terms of options positioning. So this is like the largest concentration of orders. So obviously we're in positive gamma on the SPX, SPY, everything. We're positive gamma everything. So, you know, maybe today is not going to be such an explosive day. I mean, we're going to probably just see price, you know, slow grind, mean revert. So maybe low quality price action today, guys. Just like Wednesday. Wednesday was terrible, right? The PLC shifted up to 730s on the QQQ, so that's good. That's good for the buy side bias. We're getting a prime short signal here on Renko as we reclaim 900s, but I'm not sure I want to take that. Not yet. I'm going to let this 15-minute candle actually close first. I prefer the longs if we're going to stay firm above 800s or 850s, but today I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to try to like take 20 trades. I know I'm a scalper, so I'm always looking for those quick high reactionaries, but for me, we're not at a high level yet. We're not at a high probability reaction level yet. We are in these levels that have already been tagged multiple times. These levels have been used multiple times. And so because it's been used multiple times, I'm not expecting to get that big reaction, right? The level that we are waiting for is 30,000. Okay, so they just took out that level. We did reject the one-day mid, but still not enough. We're still holding firm here. Here's the pullback. You can see our clean little pullback here. We call that trifecta. Let's see if we can punch through these offers. And settlement is an important level, right? The settlement is the important level because that is what creates the opening gap. So settlement was here. We opened down at 840s, right? So 840 is about, I don't know, 80 points from settlement, about 400 ticks. So they just closed the gap now. So now we want to see what the reaction is going to be. So you can see and try to tag, they're going to rip it. They're going to rip right through it. So what I would do, guys, is this. If we can actually rip through settlement, right, maybe 75s, and then get back under settlement, I'll short that thing. Then I'll take the short. But right now, we're just teasing this level. We're teasing the level. I can see the buyers here trying to get active here. So we did get this higher high, and then we got this nice flip here. So buyers are getting trapped. Getting a trap buyer signal at the moment. But let's see. If we get back above 900, I might consider maybe buying a reclaim. We've got a few minutes left for this 15-minute candle. There is 900s. Can we hold 900s? Let them try again, the sellers. We can do one of these. Boom. And then I get short against settlement once we trade through it and fail. So we'll see. I'm not in yet. I'm not ready yet. Price is still doing its thing. Still playing here. Let's see if it can sweep this low. Maybe 75s. People trying to buy the VWAP right now. Our current POC is at 280 to 890s. This POC on Bookmap is volume profile POCs. There's two different type of POCs we look at. Okay, we were breaking back under the hourly structure, which was at 887s. Let's see if we get a prime. This is the pullback entry. We'll see if we get that confirmation. It's not confirmed yet, so don't be buying it yet, but let's see. Watching my Bookmap as we are under 75s. We're testing the GEX 5, about to get the GEX 1 right now at 850s. Here's the buyers trying to reclaim 75 on Bookmap. 75 is this white line right here. You can see them trying to add on the offer to keep it, holding it down. But we are getting that full rotation, unable to reclaim 75 at the moment. Watching my 15-minute as we approach 850s, this is where they would need to defend. Sellers are overwhelming right now. They're knocking out all the bids. pretty aggressively. Haven't taken a trade yet. No buttons push. We're just chilling right now. We're just chilling. We're back at the New York Open. So breakout buyers are in trouble. Remember, guys, we don't ever want to chase. Most important thing is just let people get positioned, let them get comfortable, let them get trapped, and then we take the other side. And then we take the other side, right? Okay, just keep your eye on 25s now. We're trying to reclaim. We got some support now at 800s. If we get back above 850s, this could be a nice reclaim play back to high day. But we're just taking it easy. We got our first prime signal coming in, showing us some buyers initiation here. Well, is that enough? Is it enough to take control of the auction? We'll find out. This is what we mean positive gamma, you see. We get to the highs, and what do dealers do? They hedge. So basically, as price is pushing up, right? These guys are gonna, if price is pressing higher, the dealers are gonna be selling into the move. That's why we get this type of rotation. If price drops, they're gonna be buying into the move because they've got to keep themselves positioned where they're neutral. Look at this structure here. We like this structure here. This could potentially be the squeeze right here, but let's watch. They haven't really reclaimed enough. I would want to see 850 get back. I don't want to be, okay, here we go. Let's see if they're going to be able to reclaim this level here. If they can't reclaim, then this could become yeah, it's not swept exactly. That's why I still like the idea of getting long back up into the highs, and then more importantly, 30,000s. So that was it. Look at that. So the prime long came in. We are getting that extension now, but it's not enough yet. I want to see that 850 really hold right now on this pullback. This 850 really needs to stay firm. Watching the book map, I can see them coming through. They failed the 850 right now. They're back underneath. Let's see. Sellers just took back control. Let's see. That's all we got to do. Just wait and see. There they are. They're trying again. Let's try, huh? Should we try? Maybe we try a little bit here. May not be ready yet, though. Let's see. Buyers did not flip that. Let's see if they can flip that. Watching the 850s. Let's see if we can get that move. 850. Holding up a little bit. Not really staying firm above 850. Let's see. That VWAP is holding as resistance. I'm looking for 875s. There's my base hit. I didn't take it off though, unfortunately. Let's see if we can get to that freaking target. These guys are holding up here. Come on, 850s. Looks like they're going to flush. Watching this 850 still. There's a second attempt by sellers. Can the buyers defend? There we are. They're trying again. These guys are struggling here. So we got that major resistance at 75. We did get that closure above 850 on the 15 minutes, so that's nice. There's 25 points. Taking my partial, go on break even, moving targets out. We're looking for 30,000, but it's probably gonna not happen yet, but we'll see. So that was a quick trade. That play was basically a reclaim of 850. We just wanted to make sure that they were going to hold that level up, but they're still struggling here, 75. So they may take it back down one more time, retest, but whatever. I'm risk-free at this point, and so it doesn't really matter what happens now, right? So they're beginning to struggle at 75s. They've been rejecting here. Let's see if they can at least get up into the 900s. Stops or break even. Watching the structure here. Super trend is not flipped bearish yet, but it could right now. I mean, they are holding up. Sellers are doing a really good job resisting over here. But we're just watching this little cluster right there. We got an ask for 130 contracts. Let's see if we can pump now. We're kind of clearing 900s. There we go. That's the expansion. Can we continue to sustain this move? Looking for 30,000s. ES is already approaching its call wall at 7,600s. There's 50 points of profit right there. Let's continue to trail. Let's continue to trail. There's like 15 different GEX levels, bro. The main one is going to be 1 day max, 1 day mid. So pay attention to 30,000. That's the main level you want to pay attention to right now. That's where the most GEX is hanging out. So you want to make sure you're paying attention to 30,000, right? If you don't have GEX levels coming into the session, I mean, you're pretty much trading blind, in my opinion, right? Now let's take a look at our heat map and see how we're looking with the POC. So I like the fact they lifted this POC to 725s. So that means that we're good. I mean, we can just hold this trade and continue to ride this thing. We can ride this thing. So let's see what happens here. So 30,000 is definitely on the table with that POC. I mean, we know that 30,000 is the major GEX, major level, and it still is, right? So they haven't migrated it. So this is still very important. So there's still more reason for price to move towards these levels. Let's see if they're going to be able to do so. What I'm going to do is already just take another contract off just in case we want to rotate some more. Again, my goal first 2-3 trades is just make a base hit. I mean, I do have my thesis of where I think it's going to go. That's the only reason why I'm not taking the full piece off, and it's early, right? The 15-minute candle just closed. It's early, so we still got a lot of time here for price to give us some opportunities. I mean, I know they say you should only take 2 or 3 trades a day, but I take like 15, 20, depending, right? Very rarely do I take like 2 or 3 trades in a day. So I'm a scalper. All we're trying to do is just lean on these levels, lean on these levels. How do you learn about GEX levels? Well, same way most people learn stuff, I guess, just YouTube. There's a lot of free stuff on YouTube. I know it can be really complicated too, right? That's the problem. So if you're not experienced with the options stuff, it could be really overwhelming. My best recommendation is probably YouTube some stuff, or jump on my live stream. I talk about the levels. I don't really talk about like the mechanics behind it. I just talk about how to actually trade it in an actual practical manner so you can make money with it, right? A lot of people want to sit there and talk about these levels when it comes to trading futures, but most people end up blowing up or not making money because they're just like, well, these levels don't work. Well, you can't just look at the levels blindly, right? It's not just, oh, there's a level, I'm gonna short it. You got to understand the narrative behind why and what's going on, and then have some type of framework to execute your trades. So my framework is trap traders, right? I'm looking for traders to get trapped, and then I'm looking for the flip to the other side. And when we say trap, what that basically means is people who had the wrong idea. They were thinking it's this way. And so in the market will make it look that way. Like just now, like how many people do you think shorted that dump? How many people do you think were like, this market's going to, it failed to break out. We got bearish fair value gaps. We're going to short this thing. How many people do you think did that? But they didn't understand the context. Like the whole time I was talking about 850, GEX 1, right? That was the context. And I knew that, okay, great. As long as we can stay firm above that level, I'm watching the 15-minute. I don't care if they dip below it. I don't care if they drop 50, 100 points below. It doesn't matter. As soon as we reclaim that level, that's my trigger. And so that's the thing. There's a million different levels you can learn about, and that's the problem, right? Like not just GEX levels. I mean, depending on what your method is. If you're a price action trader, you're using swing high, swing lows. You're using previous day high, previous day low. You're an IB trader, ORB trader, VWAP trader. I mean, just depending on what you're doing, there's like a million different levels to look at. And, it's like, which is the one? Which is the level? Well, the level is the level that actually produces the result repeatedly again and again and again. And for me, that's what GEX levels are, right? GEX levels tell me exactly where there should be participation from the big money, not just like, you and me or whatever. We're talking actual dealer positioning. And more importantly, we know because of time, the time factor has a huge impact on these levels. So it's not like just like, oh yeah, look, there's a contract for 200 contracts for sale right now, 950. That just got put there. That's going to influence price in the short term. But the whole session was already predetermined. Today's session was already predetermined by the dealers. They already had an expected move calculated into what they were going to do today to hedge their book to make sure that they're going to be net neutral with their positions. They already know. So if they already know, and I can just know that one piece of information, what's that expected move, and what are they likely to do when we get to these levels, that's, cool. That just gave me, I just bought a vowel and trying to figure out the answer here, right? So I got a basic clue. And now it's just my job to start putting other tools together so I can now execute like a freaking surgeon, a sniper, to try to mitigate my risk and maximize my potential like I'm doing right now. Like this is one single trade. I normally don't take my first trade for 100 points, but I guess my breakdown today, my thesis using GEX levels was pretty on point. Let's go back to that real quick, because this is really what it came down to today or this morning. So the GEX level, it's actually not even just GEX. I was using my Lug Levels too, the map, right? So yellow Lug level, we held above our HVO. This is a gamma level, right? This is putting us into positive gamma territory. This is yesterday's session. Overnight, we came in. The level that we were playing with is right here. It's our GEX 1 level. We actually traded through the level. This is exactly what we want to see. Price trades under the level. Step 1, right? We spend time under the level. Then we reclaimed a level right here. There's the reclaim right here, right there. Boom, they reclaim. Then we see price pull back underneath it again. And then what does price do? In fact, just now at 9:30, this is that candle, that 15-minute candle, they reclaimed it back again. So sellers try to take control underneath. We reclaimed a second time. So reclaim 1, reclaim 2, reclaim 3, boom, game over. That's how you trade the levels, right? But this is where everyone gets wrecked, because they're like, wait a minute, I'm going to buy as soon as we touch it. And in the first time, yeah, maybe it works. Like right here, it worked the first test. But, the bigger explosive moves for me is going to be on these breakdown, fail, breakdown, and reclaim plays, right? And so same thing happens. What's going to happen here? 30,000, we're approaching 30,000. This is exactly what happened over here. We had a big breakout, boom, then they broke back in, broke back out. It was like 3 attempts here, and then finally we rolled over. That 30,000 level has been active pretty much the last couple days. So, take the time to study, man, learn. It's not difficult. I think the hard part isn't learning about GEX levels. The hard part is, well, how do you incorporate it into your strategy amongst everything else, and how you can execute consistently. Like that's the key, because whatever you do today, you have to make sure you're able to duplicate, because you can have one great trading day, one great trading week, maybe even a great trading month. But the crazy thing is, and I think this is one thing everybody's learning right now this year, is like what it means when we have different market regimes. Like when the market completely changes. Like the market is completely different since March than it was before March. It's completely different this year than it was last year. So you're seeing a lot of people having to go back to the basics and figure out, okay, what's working, what's not working. And this is why I use GEX levels, because it doesn't necessarily matter. Like this is going to be what it is, right? This is what it is. We know options flow represents more than half of the participation in the markets. So because of that, and this is as of like what, 2022, 2023 or something like that. And because of that, that needs to be tied into our game plan, right? If we're ignoring that, we're ignoring like what actually is the market, what's moving the market, what is the reason why the market does what it does. And I know we can all have our superstitious opinions about why, like, oh, it's this, it's that, it's news, it's order flow, it's a fair value gap, it's a low volume node. Sure, at the end of the day, it's the money, right? It's the big money behind the moves. So it got tagged out there on my trail. Probably look for a re-entry here. Not exactly here, but let's see what happens here. I'd like to see a reclaim of 25 and hold. So we're gonna do the same thing here, right? Look, we dipped below, they reclaimed it right there. Let's see if they do it again, right? Let's see if they do it again. So that was a nice little trade one situation, right? Nice little, I didn't get the full target on that one, but closed out like 343 ticks on the runner. Now looks like price is pulling back a little bit here. Let's see if they hold 900s. Technically, this is the trade I was looking for my short, guys. So I wanted to see price get bullish above settlement and then let the traders get trapped. That's what the dot is. Boom. You can see, sorry, not the sellers, the buyers. So we have the combination here. Aggressive buying at the highs, at the level. Reclaim, so that takes a lot of aggression of buyers too. More aggressive buying at the highs, and then we start seeing the last people here, right? You see that 149 contracts get executed on the right here. That means that a sell order got executed, probably stop losses, to be honest. And then we get a basic structural break right here, and that would have been the opportunity to get short on the reclaim of settlement. But we're still holding our mid. So that means that we're not necessarily ready to fully rotate as of yet, and that's okay. We just gotta wait. I still would like to see them reclaim 25. I want to see them reclaim settlement, and then maybe we can get to 30,000. But look at what time it is, because time has a huge impact on when the pattern will resolve. Right, 3 minutes left. We got 30-minute candle closing, hourly candle closing. There's a lot going on. The 4-hour candle closing by 10 a.m. So very important to remember that. You always got to pay attention to time. Like I got a countdown timer on my Renko chart, and Renko is not time-based, right? It's price-based. So I configured this little code or whatever so I can be aware of time at all times, right? You got to be aware of time at all times when it comes to entry, exits, because that's going to give you your window of opportunity. Okay, let's see if these guys are able to reclaim 25s. I'm not taking a trade here going into 10 o'clock. I'm going to wait for the 10 o'clock to open. I'm going to let that 10 o'clock open print confirm, and then I'm going to watch them play with that open print. Let it fail, let it reclaim, let it fail, let it reclaim, and then trade in the direction of the next expansion, which I'm expecting price to hit that 30,000 level, but we'll see. But there's that move again, right? We talked about, so 25, they dip below it. Right, so we had to break out, pull back, reclaim, right? Then we break back down, consolidate a little bit, reclaim. But because it's 10 o'clock, I'm pretty sure they're going to run these stops now. I think maybe we're going to see price come all the way back down and take out these guys. So we'll see what happens. The best thing you could always remind yourself, before you push the button, let's see what happens. Let's see what they do. Let's see what they do. So we're hanging out above settlement. Let's see. Well, keep your eye on whenever you're looking at acceptance, right? Write those words down too. If you're trading levels like this, acceptance, rejection, failures, that's very important. Look at the higher time frame, 5-minute, 15-minute for closures, even 30-minute at these levels. Let them liquidate these guys here. That's what we just talked about, right? We just talked about that. Everyone just bought the reclaim, they're getting trapped. This could be a short squeeze, to be honest. So, I mean, we could, not a short squeeze, a buyer squeeze here. Let's see if these guys end up getting squeezed and we push back down to the VWAP. Probably retest of 900s. Got 2 seconds left here. Let's see what they do. Holding 25s. This is where I like to watch Bookmap, because then on the Bookmap, we can actually truly see how they trap people under a level. So the buyers are definitely trying here. You can see all the green bubbles. I don't know why people say Bookmap is like useless. I find it pretty helpful. You talk to some people, you hear them like, "Oh, it's useless. I can't trade. I can't trade with it." You're not supposed to trade with it. It's like you shouldn't even be looking at it until it's time to, execute, or you start thinking about a level and you want to see the interaction of buyers and sellers. Let them trap here. It's 10 o'clock. There's the hourly print, 29,922s. So I always pay attention to these opening prints every 30 minutes. I got a pretty nice buffer now in that first trade, so I guess I can start playing a little harder now. Let's see what happens. Let these guys liquidate these mofos. We're in balance now. Look, we're consolidating. Consolidation. Take a look at that higher time frame chart. 15-minute. Let's review what they got going on in that 15-minute. They're trying to break it out, man. They are really trying. This 1 day, this is my this is the midpoint of the 1 day minimum and a 1 day maximum, right? So we're literally at the 50% of the expected move. We've not really made much progress below. So maybe what we end up getting is a situation where we get this move times 2. If we can't make it all the way, right? So this would be 3. So maybe we get like to the 100 level today, if we can punch through 30,000s and take out this high from what day was at, July 6th. Yeah, that totally looks feasible, right? Totally looks feasible. So let's see. But we've got some levels that we got to clear first. So for me now, looking at this, okay, let's take a quick inventory list here of what has transpired since we started. So number 1, we had to reclaim failed breakdown of GEX 1. Cool. Buyers have confirmed control under GEX 1 and above GEX 1 because we've had that pullback at the open, right? So let's go to the 5-minute chart. The pullback was the test right here. This is a 5-minute pullback. After we broke out of GEX 1, there was a pullback. Look at how the buyers defended. That was the anchor, okay? That was the anchor. Now we've got the higher high printing, but we're still having a struggle here in and around this zone. So you can see that there's definitely some stuff happening here. Did we already clear these highs? Let's see if they've already cleaned up and repaired these highs. Yeah, so 980s. Yeah, they haven't really, we probably just use this little apex here. Probably just use this whole entire structure for now. But I'm pretty sure they're going to punch through it. And then we can also see we've got this swing high formation forming. We have a swing low possibly forming. And then we've got this imbalance here. So everyone's, looking at it as like, oh, it's a low volume node. Whatever you want to call it, guys. Whatever floats your boat. Low volume node, fair value gap, imbalance. Whatever. Inefficiency. I don't really give a shit what you call it. It's all about if you can use it effectively, right? And they're going to probably print a higher low here in 47 seconds. And then likely what they're going to do is trap. We got this structure, high, low, high, trap, and then we go. So I want to see maybe a breakdown of this swing high here, which would be 88. Maybe we get a reclaim of 88 a little bit. I want to actually be specific. We don't even touch that. Let's just use our quarter levels and see where we're at, because that's a lot more effective. I don't know why they're not plotting on my chart. Let's see. Let's do our opening range as well. We should pay attention to the 15-minute opening range, which is where we are pressing at the moment. Pull up our hourly chart too. Here's the hourly. Yeah, we're just kind of consolidating right here at our yesterday's POC, the 900s, and Yeah, but we built some value in this area. We're definitely building value. So I don't know. This is positive GAM on a Friday, guys. All I know is I don't want to be buying at these levels. Can we agree that's probably not a good idea to be a breakout trader right now? Let's see what happens now on this 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart. Let's refresh. Take a fresh look at the offers and see what we got. Let's see. There's 950s. I'm just curious, how many of you guys are using NinjaTrader for your trading platform? I think we had some folks here using some other stuff yesterday, like a TradeStation. Just curious, because what you're seeing here, people ask, well, what is this platform? It's NinjaTrader. It's NinjaTrader. I don't use TradingView. I don't know how people trade on it. TradingView, I feel like it's super delayed. I feel like the slippage is ridiculous if you even try. But yeah, we use NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader is for ninjas. Look at that 950. They're just playing here. Oof. You know what we got here? We got some hourly levels. That's what we got here. That 996.3, so 29,963. It's a big cluster of hourly structure that we are fighting against right now. Oh man, I feel like they're going to trap some buyers here before they actually break out or move higher. Opening range high. This is what they've been doing too. You know, they create the opening range high, consolidate above it, and then that's what they did yesterday. I'm watching that hourly open still. Keep your eye on that print, 922.50. 922.50. You don't know what I'm talking about? Look, it's a 1-minute chart here. You see on the left. 922. Oh, sorry. $29,923. Right? Wait a minute. Is that right? Yeah, that's the hourly open print. Yeah. So just pay attention to that. And this is our opening range high. Let me refresh these offers here. So let them take out this guy right here. They got to stop some buyers out real quick. Maybe we get to like maybe some nice little pullback to our low volume node or fair value gap or imbalance. Which one is it? Okay. So buyers here are long above 23, but we already see some trap buyers right here, guys. Boom, that guy. The homie right here who bought. Who's the buyer who bought a 1006? That homie is trapped, son. The 10:06 a.m. buyer got trapped. Someone should send him a message on Instagram. Be like, bruh, why are you buying highs? Why are you buying into, resistance here? Because why? He was thinking that this was like support. He was thinking opening range breakout, right? And maybe he's still in the trade, right? Maybe he's still using a big ass stop, maybe, right? Maybe he's putting a stop. We know where he's putting his stop, right here. He's using this prior swing low for his stop loss. And look, it could still work. It could still work. You see, they haven't fully failed 23s yet. So they actually kind of reclaimed it just now. So he might get his play. He might get his play. But we'll see if this lower high adds some complexity to his plan, right? At that lower high structure, they're forming this nice little triangle that's frustrating everybody. Confusion, baby, confusion. When the market is creating confusion, that's how you know it's about the time is near. There we go. So there's the expansion. So this is a nice example of a reclaim. So we had the open print, boom, price traded up. They trapped the buyer, stopped them out, right? And so technically this swing low could have been the liquidity right here. We attempted to get under open print and they swept it, took it back out, and now we're beginning to expand. And we have bids coming in too, 114 contracts on the bid. And that could be used as a catalyst to ignite into these offers that we have at 30,000. There's 100 contracts sitting right now at 30,000. Let me see. Yeah, exactly. 100 contracts at 30,000s. Well, my indicator is clean, bruh. Who knows? Maybe they're going to trap here. Again, they're still in a state of confusion. We're in confusion zone. So when this happens, guys, when we're in a zone like this where breakouts fail, breakdowns fail on both sides, well, technically this could be it. This could be where they break out right now and squeeze. This is where we use our Renko charts. The pullback held right here so far. So we wouldn't want to see this come back and snap. Oh, they're putting bids down below, and they're playing down here with some bids. So let's see. Look at that. I'd be so frustrated if I was buying the confirmed candle there. That might be the entry to get short, to be honest. Smack that thing. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't smack it yet. Don't smack it yet. They're still holding 950s. Look, so how I see this right now in this moment, let's just refresh this here. So we've had this breakout above 950, then failure, breakout, fail, breakout, and then now failing again. This is the third time. If they close below 950, that is the third time they failed below 950s. Buyers have failed 3 times in an attempt to break out above 950s. So if we failed to break out above a level multiple times, that means it's probably not going to be the time for the breakout. So let's see. We've got 20 seconds to buyers to lock it up here, guys. Let's see if they can snap it back. Snap it back. I'm not in a trade. I'm just watching. I don't want to trade in this confusion right here. Though the key thing with this current auction is the 930, the 10 o'clock open. We've stayed firm above, not firm, but we've defended the hourly open. We've defended it. And look, they closed. Look at the body close, right? They could not close back underneath. So that's a good sign. Let's see what happens next. Remember, that's always the statement that will keep you safe. Let's see what they do, right? So we had the breakout, rotation, and then they try to close it back in. Buyers are trying to defend this opening range high. But if we look at Bookmap right now, you know, we can just see, yeah, they got some clustering here. Let's look at the profile. You can see this is all net buying. So they are buying. Oh, you can't see that. Sorry. 1 second. Here we go. You can see on the right side, this is our delta on the far right. So we can see we have positive delta here. So it's 960. So, you know, people did buy that breakout, but they're also trapped right now. So if price reclaims 960s and holds, then that could be support to move price higher. So here we go. Let's see. This is your chance. Can they do it? Can they do it? They need to get above 970s for this to succeed. So far, the 1 minute does look like they are beginning to hold 950. Nope. Let's watch. They're testing that level. Big seller just came in. Are they going to get absorbed here? Are they going to get absorbed here? Look at how price just punched right back above 950. Sellers are trying again. Uh-oh, someone's in trouble. Who's it going to be? Watching this 950 level. I'm not taking a short or a long here in this area. This is not an area of interest for me, guys. What is interesting is just watching the interaction of buyers and sellers during this auction from 10 a.m. It's they're auctioning here between 75s and 25s. That would be my little auction sell, if you will, right? 75 and 25, 75 and 25. So with that being said, well, I'm not interested in doing anything until we're above 75, right? And then we got what, 25 right here, 25 to 900. That's our sell. That's our sell. So I'm just gonna let it mess around and do what it needs to do, and just be cognizant of who's long and where their stops are. Right here, right here. We've got some gap here. Oh man, these buyers are sweating bullets right now, folks. These buyers are sweating bullets right now. Another buyer here buying above 950. This guy, he's like, well, but I thought we were gonna go. And then this one too, nope, stopped out. This one too, stopped out. So anyone here, momentum traders, don't realize we're in positive gamma. And because they don't realize that, they're treating this like we're, explosive, we're going to be, squeezing to 30,000. This is where GEX levels can save you, you see, because we know it's positive gamma, and we know that dealers are going to sell or hedge into these pushes higher. Boom, simple. So our entries at the low, we can buy the bottom here. We can buy down here, let them stop all these guys out, maybe even lower. But for me in this market, we need to trade the reclaims. We're not trading the breakouts. Failure, reclaim, failure, reclaim. I'm going to tattoo that right there. Failure, reclaim, failure, reclaim. Don't forget it. There's 25s again. So how you can trade this is you don't. You don't. You just wait. I mean, if you do trade it, you just scalp. You just scalp the lows back to the mid, highs back to the mid. But I'd be very careful trying to scalp the highs back to the mid just in case it does end up slamming, because you see they're stacking offer up here. I don't know if you see the whole mid chart, but they went from 100 contracts to 300 contracts. We also know that is our major GEX level on the session. Let me also pull up our heat map just to see how things have updated. Let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, interesting. So the floor has moved up to 722s on QQQs. So if we actually, this is important. If we start breaking on QQQs 722, which for the NQs would basically be 29, like 900s, give or take. 900s, yeah, about 900s. All right. Oh, about 850s. No, yeah, about 900s. If we break that, we now are in negative gamma again. And if we get negative gamma, things are going to change. Yeah, longs are not able to break. That is important to note. You see, Nirvana Mantra said longs are unable to break. So we have to think about why, like, what are people thinking right now? What are people thinking? Obviously bullish. Obviously the structure has been bullish for 2-3 days. And, people who say it's not good to, like, learn all these different systems and strategies. Like we have to differentiate the idea of a strategy versus a framework of reading the market, right? There's two different things. Like you could read a market and then you use that data for your strategy. So if you look at everything in terms of order flow, price action, options trading, I mean, you can learn all these things because the reason why is you want to understand narrative. You want to understand why would someone see this as a bias to buy, or why would people see this as a bias to sell? Because if there's a buyer, there's also a seller, and there's a seller, there's a buyer. And you can't obviously know everyone's motive or reason, but at least a bigger picture you can understand. So right now, I mean, everybody is long. The market's one-sided right now. But I just see right here, right now, if we crack 722, we're going to have a massive liquidation. Right? If we crack 722 and stay heavy under 722 on the QQQs, so NQ would be roughly around, let's just call it 900 to 850s, which is GEX 1 from end of day. And maybe we get some big liquidation to the downside. So we'll see. Nothing yet. I was waiting for this buyers to get trapped above the opening print here. Once they experience some pain, then maybe we can get some sellers trapped. And then once sellers get trapped, then maybe we can get long, right? But as of now, I don't want to get long. I just want to wait. This is nice. That's a liquidation there. I'm watching. This is important. This is important as we start moving into. Oh, look at this. We are beginning to migrate, and the POC also shifted from 730 to 725. They're pulling prices. They were pulling prices higher. Let's see what. There is a 1,000 lot resting liquidity on ES 7610. Do you have 7610 at any critical checks? Yes, 76. Oh, I do. Well, actually, it's not. So that is a Ludwig level, man. That is a Ludwig level. Let me show you what I mean. So Ludwig levels are a different level tool that we like to use. And that is right here. You see 7610 is the level. So right now, call resistance, our call wall on ES is 7600. But this is technically the final target. on the move from yellow. So the way we trade lug levels is from yellow to red or yellow to blue. So considering that our lug level, this is typically what we see. They consolidate around the level, and then we begin to accept one direction. So far, they've accepted above yellow. What time was this? From 8:35, but now we're pinning at 7600s. We're pinning 7600. So if we begin to expand and accept above 7600, then yes, you're right, 7610, that would be the place to be. That would be the place to go next. And it's absolutely important to be looking at ES because the order flow, it's funny how it works because they'll cycle, they'll rotate, right? Obviously, we know that the market is circular. So money flows from one index to the next index, from one sector to the next sector. I agree. That's exactly correct, man. It's all about recognizing anomalies. And so if you see 1,000 contracts sitting, out of nowhere, that's what you want to pay attention to. That's absolutely right, bro. Or not, bro. I don't know if I think you are. Your name is Jay, right? So look at that. Boom. Okay. We are beginning to break down. Those buyers are in pain, pain, pain. Pain, pain, pain. I wonder if we can get long soon. I don't know. Let's see if we can reclaim. Lug levels are freaking epic. I've been using these things for like 3 years. I started using this before gamma levels, but when you combine them with the gamma levels, it's like, watch out. Watch out, bro. Watch out. Look at 850s. I like 850s, but I'm not buying 850s just like that. That was pretty aggressive. That's pretty aggressive. This is going to probably give us a prime signal. Let's see. We're under VWAP. We're getting heavy here. Let's see. Under 75s. A reclaim of 75s. That might be nice. Let's take a look at the Bookmap. Let's pump. So buyers are in pain right now. So we've auctioned below. So these they failed. The buyers failed at the auction here. They failed to lift price higher. So they trapped enough buyers here. And maybe now is enough to get this thing driving higher. Yeah, I get it, but it's so weird, Me and Pam, we're actually pretty good friends. Got to know each other over the years, and it's so funny because there's times where I'll be like, I remember throughout the last couple of years, I was like, yes, Lug Levels, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna look at other stuff, and then you start going down these rabbit holes, and then eventually you put them back on your chart, and you're like, Jesus, if I just look at these levels, I mean, I would be fully aware of like what I should be doing. And I think that's the thing. Most people who use levels, if you're paying for a tool, you think a level is going to be like magic, where it's going to give you the instant resolution as soon as it touches it, and that's where that's where experience comes in. Oh, look, they're reclaiming. How funny. Let's see now if we can get through these trap traders. So what I want to see, let's take a look here real quick as we begin to start developing some nice, interesting price action. Let's see these buyers here, right? These guys that are trapped. We just dumped at this range. Maybe get another failure, and then another reclaim, and then we'll go to red, right? But look at the auction here. We're above 23. I don't want to be buying right now under the opening print. We got 5 minutes left for the 30-minute candle to open, so maybe the next 30-minute candle would be our green expansion candle. We'll see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what they do. But remember what we saw there. We're teetering between positive, or teetering between the gamma, the zero gamma level. So we need to see what they're going to be doing here. So that 850 level was defended once again. This could be a nice little scalp from maybe get a retest of 850s, but I'm not ready yet. I'm not convinced fully. Here we go. Let's see. We got this nice swing high here. Let's see if we get a flush to these lows so sellers can get their lower low. That's what they want, right? Everybody's just trying to get that second leg, second leg, second leg. I like your theory, bro. Usually how I see the big orders like that, like they'll put those big orders like maybe 30 minutes, an hour before the actual move. And with that, usually that big order is going to actually push price down initially, right? They're going to go push it down. And then when they're done filling their bid and getting their size on, then they'll launch it back to that level. And then, like you said, either it fills or it doesn't fill, or they pull, right? And a lot of times they'll pull. And then, like yesterday, we were watching this on NQ because they had 800 contracts and then they had clusters of 500 contracts. And then initially, price was dumping, and then they started lowering it. And then eventually, once price finished dumping, I think like, I don't know, 100 points or whatever it was, started reclaiming. And as we started moving, they started canceling those 800 contracts and then moving the contracts higher. And then that's how we got to high day. You know, it's literally like watching a soccer game. You know, you got two teams playing against each other, and it's like boom, 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 and it's awesome. I mean, it's great when you can understand these things, and that's why for me, I'm like, when people, you know, they look at some of these tools, like you got some traders like, well, just take everything off your chart and just look at a candlestick. Yeah, you could see all that stuff, but you're basically trading what's already happened, right? Versus knowing, oh, there's an order here. That's going to influence price in the future. That's what I like. You know, I like to know that. I like to know these things ahead of time. It's almost like if you're speeding and you know ahead of time there's a traffic cop around the corner, but you already know that, right? Like your car can tell you, oh, watch out, or there's a traffic camera. Well, you know that ahead of time before you get there. So I'd rather know ahead of time before getting there than realizing, oh shit, I'm getting a speeding ticket. Right? Yeah. Order flow is freaking hard. It's really hard, right? It's hard because it's not the same every time. It's not like the same size has the same influence and the same effect. And that's the problem because a lot of folks, including myself, have a fixed mindset where it's like a thing has to happen and it has to be black and white. But that same offer could push price down. That same offer could also magnetize and attract price. So it's like, well, what the heck? That's when you realize that the way the auction works is, you know, it's all a sequence of events. It's not a singular event, it's a sequence of events. And that's why we need to watch for the repetitive nature of order flow. Like what is consistently happening with, you know, with order flow. Look how they're reclaiming. Very nice trap here. Man, those moving average sellers just got spanked. Nice reclaim of 900s. That could be a reclaim here, but again, I'm going to wait. These guys got 2 minutes left. I mean, the 30-minute open print just got reclaimed. Let's see if they have enough juice for 2 minutes to punch through these highs. I would prefer 30-minute close, whatever. Next 30-minute open, let them one more time, let the sellers try to pump in because they're going to try to protect their position. And then let it reclaim that next 30-minute opening print and then get long for 30,000s. And that kind of lines up with Jerry's bias of ES going to 76.10. So ES could be lifting. Very similar structure right now, both the ES and the NQ. So if ES begins to start expanding higher, that gives NQ that much more of a catalyst to also push higher, right? So I like it. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Yeah. We got 1 minute left now. We just cracked opening range high reclaim. So we are back above 30-minute open. We're back above. We also got trapped sellers now. So we're seeing here both sides. We trapped the buyers initially. Now they're trapping the sellers under the VWAP. This is nice, a VWAP reclaim situation here. We want to note that. That's quite important. Quite important right there. Boom, there's the trap. We already know these homies got trapped. Did he cancel his order? Let me pull it up on the Bookmap. Yeah, he canceled his order. Yep. He canceled it. So that creates a vacuum, potentially. So if price wants to rip now, it can easily create a vacuum. Usually they should do that as price moves towards it, but let's see what happens. Let's see. And I figured they would do something like this. This is why I want to wait for the 30-minute candle. Let the 30-minute candle close. That completes the auction. New 30-minute candle opens up. Brand new auction. Let's see now how the algorithms start playing with the book. Sellers are looking for a short here. They're looking at this as a bear flag, two-legged correction, like 1 leg 2, right? That's what they're looking at. Breakout retest, supply demand structure, right? That's what they're looking at. Opening range high failure to reclaim. Buyers right now are like, well, we're defending VWAP. We're going to buy off the VWAP. We're buying, the 900 level, big figure. I do like how they reclaimed that 900 level. Let's see if we can rip now into that 610 level on the ES. But we haven't closed yet above 7600s. We have been battling 7600s for the last 20 minutes. Looks like they're about to. That is a nice strong candle here. Let's see. I cannot buy that. I do not buy that in positive gamma. I've learned my lesson. Do not buy confirmed candles in positive gamma environments. Let's see what happens. Let's see what they do. All right, watching the NQ now. Let's see. We're holding 25s. Opening range high. Can they punch through? But looking at that 15-minute, they just did that last 15 minutes. All they did was retest 850. I mean, they literally just tagged 850 level again down here, and that was our prime long signal that came in off 850. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Can these boys get it done? Can these boys push and punch through our IB high? Highly likely they do it. That's the one thing I like about the IB. Is we know statistically, what is it, like 89%, who knows, of the time they're going to break one side. There we go. Oh, trapped, baby. Trapped. This is why I do not buy confirmed candles in positive gamma. My platform just froze, but look at that shit. See? We do not buy confirmed candles in positive gamma. Shit. Holy moly. What happened? What happened? Bruh. I hope you guys are safe. Holy shinolis. Bruh, let me throw, I gotta throw on my my news source here real quick. Let me throw on my news source. Holy snaps. Now it's ready to go. Oh, geez. There you go. That's the move. Remember the big orders? Let it drop first, and then it goes. Yeah, and then it goes. Why is my news not working? Oh, ceasefire's over. We know this, though. We kind of. We're back at war, baby. We're back at war. That's the opportunity to get long, guys. That is the catalyst. Positive gamma environments, baby. Yes, Trump tweeted, but this is why we don't buy confirmed signals in positive gamma, because exactly what just happened here. Hopefully no one got hurt. I was not in a position. This would have, bruh, that would have, you would have got slipped. How many point? What was that move? 1,000 tick move. Jeez. Hell yeah. Prop firms are like banking right now. They're like, yes, thank you, Trump. Everyone that was about to get a payout Got him. Holy snap. Holy snap. All right, someone's trying to short here. Yeah, lucky us or lucky me. I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys did not get stuck in that. Oh, that was brutal how they did that. And then they're gonna go now. Watch. Now they're gonna hit 30,000. Wow. Yeah. See, this is the thing with the higher time frames. Like that call, going back to the ES conversation. Going back to that ES conversation. This is why it was like suspect, because they hadn't closed above call wall for like 20 minutes. Like they had not been able to successfully accept above from since like right here, and then we just since what time 10:15 we could see the failure. It was just not happening, and then they had the chance. Let me actually shrink these freaking candles. What the heck? Nine. Okay, you can see here. You guys see this? This was their chance right there, and they were on it, and that was it. I mean, they didn't do it. They failed to close above, and then it was like zoop. Now we're back to our yellow lug level. That's wild. So like that for me, I would have wanted if for the I'm not an ES trader. I mean, sometimes I'll trade it. I do like it sometimes. Like I think it's a lot cleaner for order flow. To be honest, like it's very clean. Like if you're trying to learn order flow, but I would have needed to see acceptance, right? I would have needed to see like more than just that, because this is a trap. This is not enough, right? It's resistance, breakout, not true breakout, right? And so this was the failure right there. Isn't that funny? It was the 1,000 lots was a precursor to this move. It's so interesting. That was a precursor to the move. If you guys don't use order flow or Bookmap to visually see these things ahead of time, and that's what it's for, so you can see these things ahead of time. I don't know what to tell y'all. Bookmap is I mean, I use liquidity levels on my NinjaTrader chart because I think it's important to see the levels on the chart you're trading, not just like Bookmap. I don't execute on Bookmap. I use Bookmap more to like zoom into the levels, see if I'm missing anything, and watching the true real-time fight between the buyers and sellers. But on NinjaTrader, I have liquidity levels that do plot, that show me the levels. And the reason why I like that is because I want to see on the chart I'm executing how we interact with those levels. And yeah, if we look at the NQ chart really quick, right here, before that shit happened, at a prime short. Oh, you can't see that. Hold on. There was a prime. It happened too quick. There's no way you could have caught this, but there was a prime short signal. I mean, even the signal got like all jacked up, right? But they had placed the offer 200 contracts on the way up. It hit the 950, and then it was like, shoo! Oh my god. Golly. Oh my goodness. Crazy. Welcome to the NASDAQ, folks. Welcome to 2026. I have automations, brother. Everything I do is automated. I have, well, semi, you have the option for semi and fully auto. So all my executions that you see here, all these signals are fully automated. I can turn on my hotkeys. I use a hotkey pad that we built. It's part of our community gets access to all this stuff. And then you just turn on what trades you want to take, and then that's it. So yeah, absolutely. But I will say my preference is to manually execute. Let me say it one more time. Manually observe what's happening with the auction and then turn on the trade I want. So I have a button where I'll say prime long. So I turn on prime long and then it gets me in. But I only turn it on when I see what I want to see first, right? And then prime short, same thing. So that's what we have. And then the next layer of it, yeah, 149. And in the next layer of it, this is what's going to take me some time. But everything you hear me talking about with the auction, liquidity levels, and all that, we're pumping. So everything you see on these charts right now are being pumped into AI as we speak. And what we're going to do is create a dashboard similar to what you see with these guys. Like I like what these guys have here, but it's just not like I don't trade options, right? So I'm not an options trader. But like what these guys have here, it's constantly reading the market. So I don't know if you can read this, probably hard to read this, but it's telling us like really what's happening real time with Gamma. play by play. So then that way, it's like the AI is basically observing all the data points real time, quicker and faster than a human could. And then once we get that dialed in, then the dashboard is going to basically be like, bro, this is it. Here's the setups. And then you can basically pick and choose how you want to play it. But that's a process, and I don't want to sit here and get people all fired up about that, because at the end of the day, that's going to take some time. I think what's more important right now, I mean, and there's two different mindsets, and I get it. Like, I'm kind of old, I guess, compared to most of the people who are streaming on YouTube. Most of them are like in their 20s. I'm old. So, some people have the mentality of they're just trying to they don't care about all that. They don't care about understanding how it works. They don't care about the mechanics of price action. They don't care about order flow. They just want to know what I got to do to get paid right now. And that's fine. But that's not what I provide. What I provide is just more we're education. We're going through, we're talking things through. We're understanding the auction. We're understanding how things work, and we build a thesis around it, and then we execute. I'm a scalper, so I will take high frequency amount of trades, but it's more so based on my understanding of the market, right? You're already fired up. Sorry, bro. Didn't mean to fire you up. The key thing right now, man, is look, the market is changed. And so a lot of the algorithms and auto traders that are coded, just so you guys are aware, so you can save yourself some money, it's all built on trend trading. That's the thing, right? So this is the big problem with indicators, with vendors and automations and all that. Most of them, not all of them. So I don't want you to think that all of them are bad. They're not all bad. There's some stuff out there that's pretty good. But most of it is built on moving averages, ATR, VWAP, right? Trend trading things. And they do work, but they also don't work. Because the most important thing that it doesn't take into consideration is market regime. And you cannot use a trend trading strategy when we're in a consolidation or an overall market like we're in right now, right? And so people who buy these systems, they get super pissed off because they're like, man, I thought I saw the guy show me a back test and made $100,000 in 3 days. Yeah, but it's not real. What's real is what you're seeing data moment to moment, and being able to have a system that's configured to the current regime that you're in. I mean, that's the holy grail, and right now I don't know really any automated systems that are able to do so consistently. And yeah, I'm sure people will be like, no, but I know about one. And you got all these people who are trying to sell a bunch of stuff, and they're like, yeah, this bot does it. But they don't really, I mean, if you really get down to it, it really doesn't. It really doesn't. Trust me, I've gone through the rabbit hole, coding my own bots, paying developers to code bots. I've gone through the whole gamut of building all types of strategies and systems. And I can tell you, 99% of them are all just trend-based concepts, pullbacks. You can do that yourself if you wanted to using ChatGPT. I think what's more important is understanding the things that we're talking about on this stream. This is the stuff I see that's pretty consistent regardless of the market that we're in. Anyways, let's see what happens here. These boys are trying to reclaim 850s. Maybe they hold 850s. Let's see what happens. Maybe we get long again into 850 as we start reclaiming 850s. I know it sounds kind of crazy because it's we just dumped 1,000 ticks. Let's see what happens. I'm observing right now, just waiting. But after that move, to be honest with you, I'm not really pumped to jump into another trade. I'm just let this auction finish. Let's let 1030 finish out, right? This 1030 thing, I mean, it was brutal. I'm gonna let the 1030 auction complete, right? I don't want to participate in this 1030 auction. Look at the 15-minute chart right now. I mean, that 15-minute chart is ridiculous. All right, let's just look at that 15-minute candle. Look at that 15-minute candle. Let it do its thing. Let this candle close. What is this? Do we want to play in this right now? No, thank you. That's like trying to go play level 10 soccer with Messi. Do you want to go play, if you're not a professional soccer player, do you want to go and play against Messi? Probably not. That is what this auction is right now. Every 30 minutes is a new auction, and it's either going to be a hard auction or an easy auction. Right now, I think it's a pretty hard auction. So we're just going to wait, let the next 30-minute thing, we'll figure it out, close. Yeah, we got to wait 15 minutes. But I'd rather wait 15 minutes than get my butt kicked by Messi here. Or Mbappe. Did you watch the game yesterday? Jeez. Mbappe. Look at that. Look at how they defend the level, right? I mean, they literally came back in right down here, and then I mean, look, it's unbelievable here. This is our Lug level at 747.75. But it's very difficult to be long from down here unless you have a strategy for that. Like I don't know anyone who has a strategy. Let's just wait for Trump tweets, and then just when it rips everyone, then you get in. Like I don't know. I don't think that's possible, right? So yeah, 15-minute candle just closed. Okay, let's take a look at the hourly. How's that looking? Yeah, makes sense. They rejected off the 750 major quarter level, value low. Jeez. Yeah, exactly. You got that right. It means that moves are going to be, it's going to be more rotational and mean reversion. That's why today, I think one of the most important things I said today, without even realizing it, was I don't buy confirmed candles in a positive gamma environment. I think I said that 15 minutes before this thing tanked. It was literally right at what time? That was right at 10:30. Right. Let's go to the 1 minute chart real quick. It was this candle right here at 10:31. It looked like we reclaimed 900s. Actually, sorry. It was It was right here. This candle right here at 10:28. I was like, oh yeah, it's a confirmed candle. I'm not buying a confirmed candle in positive gamma. I'm going to wait for the auction to close and open. Okay, auction closed. We had a seller come in, push price down. And then we had this candle here, which looked bullish, like it confirmed a hold support. Well, my thing is, I don't buy confirmed candles in a positive gamma environment. Why? Because not only have we had evidence, right? Evidence. Look at the buyers who are all trapped and failed. Why would I bet on, why would I bet? What would give me the inkling to bet that we're going to somehow have a violent expansion higher in a positive gamma environment? In positive gamma, we know that the dealers are going to hedge against moves higher and hedge against moves that move lower. Why do you think this move down is already back and repairing? Well, guess the dealers are hedging. So they were, buying futures on this move down. This is a perfect example of positive gamma, right? New to the stream, would you mind just doing a brief explanation of how your bot works? Don't gotta. So it's an auto trader. It's hotkeys, right? So you basically have hotkeys, and I don't actually have it on the chart right now with the stream. And the reason why I don't do that is because I don't want to distract from the main thing, which is the conversation that we're having, right? I'm not trying to sling a bot. I'm not trying to sling indicators here, or prop firm affiliate links. That's not what we're trying to do here. But the way it works is, so it's built around Renko. So that's the first thing. So if you're not using Renko or have no understanding of Renko, then it's not for you, right? It's not for you because you have to be, number one, you have to have NinjaTrader, right? So the way and it's used specifically as an execution layer. It's not analysis. It's not like market interpretation or bias. It's strictly execution when the time is right. So the way I read the auction, obviously you can hear a lot of what I'm doing, but when it comes to Renko specifically, there's really only like two trades that I would take, like on a Renko chart, right? So the two trades I take are what we call a prime signal. So prime, I don't know if you can see it here, is this right there. Boom, that's a prime signal. So in positive gamma environments, these are like really, really powerful trades. And so the way it works with the execution layer is, if I believe, like for my setup, let me just give you the breakdown, right? So we look, step one for us is major key level. Okay, so maybe it's a gamma level, maybe it's like, I don't know, a daily level, maybe it's a level of liquidity. So step number one is going to be major level. So I don't even care about execution layer until we're like at a key level. Like that's the priority. Once we're at a key level, so here's an example right here. We're at a key level. In this instance would be HVL. That's a gamma level. Okay. We also give you access to these levels as well, whatever. So what we want to see is price get super extreme. Obviously, this is the news event, so I don't know if this is probably the best example. Let's not do that. Let's do, because that's not realistic. Like I would never take that trade, right? But here's an example. Okay, perfect example, right? So this is what we want to see. So we're basically in a range. You can look at these are Bollinger Bands, but souped up for Renko, okay? So when we see price like this, we're just in a range. We're not messing around here. We're not taking any trades here. I mean, you could buy the bottom, sell the top, buy the bottom. But the first type of trade that we look for is this down here. we want to see price get through a level. So in this case, we have our key level down here is the 850s and 900. So this is a major level. Why is it a major level? Let's just kind of look at this. What happened here? Buyers trapped. We broke down. We have really a strong move, about 100, well, not that big, but about 200 ticks under these lows. Guys get liquidated. We get extreme. We come into our key level 75, 850s. We break the level. Plus, there's a VWAP. We break the level. And we reclaim. That's the entry right there, prime long. So when you turn on prime long, and you would need to know this, you would need to know to turn it on before it happens, obviously, right? So a lot of times you just turn it on. If you had a reason to be doing this to get long, then as this is developing, you just turn it on, and then once it fires, boom, get you in the trade. And then you just use your ATM. You know, you can also we also have the auto trail as well, so you can kind of trail however you want. And then from there, you take your profit. And the minimum target on a ENSO prime or a prime signal is going to be the mid-band, right? We just take the profit like right here. I take scalps, and then I'll also trail if we can move higher. So that's the first type of trade that we take. You can also get in on the re-entry, like right over here. The second type of trade we take is a confirmed entry. So once price confirms, so this is an unconfirmed, a non-confirmed entry. The confirmed entries are going to be these pullbacks you see like right here. These little arrows here, so those are what we call trifectas. When we have a trifecta entry, it means that all the layers for a confirmed trend have confirmed, and then the way we get into those trades is we're buying the reversal brick. The single brick right here, once you get that reversal bar up, that's the entry. So we'll get you in on that trade. So those are confirmed entries. So there's two types of entries. You have the prime, which is unconfirmed. It's more so when price moves to a level, gets extreme, and then reclaims, boom, gets you in. The second entry would be the first pullback after we get the confirmation, and then that confirmation layer gets you in. You can see, like, these are not practical because this is during a news tweet, but you'll see these little arrows right here. That would have been an entry. That would have been an entry. But of course we would never take that because it was just too quick. Here we get a prime short again right here. This is nice. We get the major 750 level here. We hit the level and then we reclaim, boom, and then it tanks. Right, and then the same thing here. We get through the level 700, and there's a bid, large bid, and so we can use the order flow too. That's important. So we have big bids, and we see price rip through it. We want that. As soon as we reclaim, boom, there's a prime long, full rotation. You see that? Boom, and these are all confirmed entries right here. Right there is where the trifectas start to come in after. Yeah, no self signals here, and then we get the next one right here. This one. Sometimes the market will give it to you right away. Sometimes it's going to create a higher high. So I use tighter stops with these as well. So like this dot, like pretty much if I get into this trade, I'm using the level as my stop loss. So once we get in underneath, I'm not, as soon as we reclaim it, I'm out. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, we have modules we're going to put together. Actually, we already have them, but we're going to expand because a lot of the stuff too, like the liquidity ladder is part of the suite as well. So we actually have all this stuff that you get access to. It's like 20 different things, but you don't need all of it. It's impossible to have everything on your chart and be able to trade with, clarity. But yeah, I think the key thing too, the best way to learn about this stuff is just jump on the live stream. I mean, yesterday's live stream I thought was pretty helpful. I was even like watching it again, just like I took the video and pumped it through ChatGPT because we're training the models. We're training the models to see the market, at least how I see it, right? So I think the best way to learn or at least get these concepts is just watch the live streams. I'm gonna be doing them for free, so every single day. And it's actually good for me too, because I feel like because I'm talking it out loud, not just in my head, it's actually helping me organize my process even better, So yeah, it's good. It helps people, but it's also good for me because it helps me too, kind of get shit out of my mind and have to explain it. And when people are asking me, well, how about this and how about that? And it's like, well, I never really had to explain it in a way that is understandable to a newer person, right? Usually I'm talking to other people who are experienced, who understand stuff or even know more stuff than me. But when you're talking to people who don't know, you kind of have to break it down in a certain way. But hey, if you're getting some value, hit the like button, right? I think I get like 2 likes. My videos get 2 likes and like 10 views. But Whatever. All good. Okay, this auction's closing in 5 minutes. Let's see what we get here. Are they going to give us another move back down to retest these lows after a strong move down? They do want to retest, but that 850 level still holding up. They are holding that 850 level. So if we were to figure out, let's actually take a look too at our heat map. I think we need to understand where we're at now with the gamma. We're battling here at the 70, so the gamma flip levels at 722s, we are underneath it. So we are now officially negative gamma. So things have changed. So we should see acceleration in moves. So as price starts breaking support, we should see seller or the dealer selling into it, right? Selling into it. So now this is no longer mean reversion. This is now telling us we probably need to respect the impulsive moves that that are occurring here. Great, man. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to look. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I trade a certain way, and then I want to make sure that whatever tools I'm using is a fit for how I trade. And I'm more of a scalper, right? I'm more of a higher frequency trader. I'm not a swing trader, although I will hold trades. So I mean, if you watch stream today, we caught a trade that was like almost, I don't know, 100 points yesterday too. But that's the goal. My method is like, let's look for high probability levels. Let's wait for traders to get trapped. Let's look for those reclaims. Let price get violent, and then we can get in. Like right now, we're getting extreme right now. But because we're negative gamma, I'm not expecting this to slingshot, right? Because when we get extreme, when we start slowly getting extreme, like I don't like that. I'm not taking that. Right, I'm not taking that. Okay, so anyways, but yeah, I want to make sure, like, you know, and I built this. This is like my shit. So I literally have taken years to. I started trading Renko probably in 2022, 2023. But I was like new to NinjaTrader. Prior to that, I was probably using like TradingView, like everybody else, to plot charts and stuff like that. And then I just realized like most Renko systems are just simply following a moving average. It's like, oh, it's a moving average cross, you buy and you sell. And I was like, well, that's not effective. And after blowing up a bunch of times, I was like, maybe we need to figure some stuff out here. And then that was it. Figured it out. It's not like we cracked the code, but we just figured out a way to organize the process here. Let's see if we reclaim 850 now as we start pushing back. Now, again, look, they've built some value above 850. I mean, 850 has been the level all day, right? 850 has been the level all day. So the 15-minute has not been able to close underneath 850. Let me pull back up. Yeah, we've not been able to close 850, but we've also not been able to close above 900s. So, or 950, sorry. So this is it. It's 850s and 950s. This is where we're at today. Opening range high, opening range low. We did break outside the IB, but we've broken back in, and now price is trying to figure out if we're going to stay inside the IB today or get back outside. 1,200 contracts just got added to the offer on NQ. That is interesting. So let's see if we end up getting a accelerated move now, because we were negative gamma, so we should see dealers amplify the moves. We should see the dealers amplify the moves here. POC overhead, but look, we are taking price lower, and right here, that gamma flip level. They had the chance to hold and reclaim, but failed. So this right here at 1050, I think, may have been the deciding factor. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, well, wait, I'm not taking anything until this next auction starts. I'm waiting. I'm only one trade in. This is the least amount of trades I've taken in a session all week. But I mean, I gotta admit, like, it's a little uncomfortable after seeing what just happened. It's like, wait a minute. I don't want Trump to send another tweet, and then it's like, oh boy. Because guaranteed, if I was in that trade right now, if I was in that trade and that happened to me, bro, I would totally, you know, it'd be a totally different energy right now. That's for sure. I'm just lucky that I followed my rules and not buying confirmed candles in a positive gamma environment. I'm lucky I followed my rules today. And guess what? There's times where I don't follow my rules.
Market broadly stable from its full range of tools to goals, inflation rate, including
yeah. Let's take a look at the VIX. What's going on with the VIX today? Did that? I mean, it was actually pretty calm. Let's see if it's spiking now. Yeah, it's beginning to spike, but we're still fairly calm right now. Fuck. Did he really? That sucks, dude. And you know, the thing with that is there's no, your stop loss wouldn't work, right? Like, your stop loss is not going to work in that situation. That's tough, man. Feel bad for that guy. Jeez. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. He's going to get super slipped. 1,000 contracts with 3 minis. Ooh. You know what that's called? That's called you're in debt to your broker. If you have if your account is not properly capitalized. You know, my bias all week was actually 29,000s. All week I've been waiting for 29,000s. We actually did get there on Wednesday, and yesterday I thought that maybe we'd get the retest of 29,000. But then we didn't. We reclaimed the 29,500 level, and then we started auctioning higher. And now we're building value around 750s. So I was thinking 29,000. So, and obviously today I was thinking, okay, 30,000. We know that was the major GEX level of the session, but we also are in positive gamma. So again, we don't want to be buying confirmed breakouts or confirmed candles. Take a look at the hourly chart. It tells the story. It tells the story, guys. So this was let me kind of like break it down one more time. So NFP, really, it's all about from the NFP. So I look at from catalyst to catalyst, all right? We have our news events, jolts. That's what started the entire rotation, right? Jolts reports. So we hit 30,500, failed to accept here. That becomes like our major pivot. And then we begin the progression, the journey to 29,000s. We hit this low, boom, we come back up, we reject 30,000 again right here, and then here, right? But the key factor is NFP supply, right? You got trap traders who bought NFP, this volume. This is the highest concentration of volume, right? At least from a news perspective. We know that this is like the number 1, number 2 event other than options exposures. So OPEX, weekly, monthly OPEX, right? We know that those are going to be major moves, major catalysts, major volume events. So NFP becomes like that major resistance simply because of the sheer force of that event and the reaction that happened after. So do I really want to be like buying into this supply zone at 30,000? No way. So my view was NFP set the tone. They tried here. They actually tried twice. We had the first initial push, tried once, tried twice, and then we had that big sell-off for 3 days, July 8th, and then we pulled back again. We started yesterday's migration. They reclaimed the 500, and now we're back at 30,000, and now we're beginning to consolidate under the level. So it feels like they're trying to rebalance here. And then at this point, I think we're going to close, obviously, today inside this range. Yeah, the bloodbath, it changed the gamma from positive to negative. We are negative right now, Jay. Okay. So right now, 30,000s, you see we rejected it. And now we're right back here at 750s. Until we start closing outside these bands, 30,000 and 29,750. We have to respect the fact that the hourly is in consolidation. We have to respect that, right? Yeah, let me pull up the gamma map here real quick so you can see. We flipped QQQs have flipped negative. NQ, let's see if NQ is negative. Of course it's negative. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Let's Let's refresh. So we are expanding now through the IB low. Everything is negative. Are we, what about the ES? Are we, the SPX? No, SPX is still positive. SPY is still positive. So we have a break, right, between the major index and QQQ. So still positive gamma on the ES. Okay, if we reclaim 18s, I will consider maybe I don't know. We're trending right now. Price is respecting the trend, so I'm just gonna allow price to do what it needs to do, and then if something starts to set up, then maybe I can participate. But as of right now, I literally only took one trade today. And I don't think that's a problem on a Friday, right? So I think, considering what just happened, I am not in a rush here. I'm going to be probably more hesitant and chill. But I mean, right now, NQ is pressing lower. We're now testing the IB low. One-minute buyers now are trapped under the opening print. Let's take a look at Bookmap real quick. Start watching here as we start approaching some important levels, which is the IB. Okay, see, we'll take a scalp here, long on this reclaim of opening print. So I'm in long right now, and I will take my partial. I will take my partial at like 850s. If we do get above 850s, then maybe we get the bigger move. So I'm long right now, folks. But let's see if this holds. Hopefully I don't get slipped like the guy from Tradeify. I'm taking my partial. I'm going break even. I'm chilling. Risk free. Targeting high day. 25 points. Give myself a little bit of space in case Trump wants to tweet and I get slipped. We need to see closure back above. So we've closed pretty nicely above opening print. Now I want to see a closure above GEX 1. GEX 1, which is 29,850s. And these are end of day levels here that I have on my chart. So we're up now 145 ticks. I'm using my big Renko now to kind of give me the trend, right? Now I'm just going to look at my bigger Renko chart and hopefully we can just stay in sync with the bigger trend. So you can see here, it's the bigger Renko bricks. So we never really got bearish on the Renko, right? We got a prime long from, what time was it, 10:33. And now we've just been pulling back and holding. So now if we can just pop through, I'm looking at the VWAP here at 668. So if we can maybe get another candle, another brick here, we start pulling through VWAP, then we may see speed and acceleration, and then we can probably target the high day. And then maybe beyond that, but I don't care. We're gonna trail the move here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Is Trump talking again? Holy moly. We're above our opening print, which means the day has gone from red to green on the daily chart. Now let's take a look at gamma. If we're flipping, we're approaching our gamma wall on QQQs. If we can flip gamma, get back above 722s, and market gets restabilized, and this thing could begin a slow grind up. But we'll see. We're still negative gamma, so let's see. I mean, this move could just simply be an amplification, not an actual full follow through that maybe I'm hoping for. But looking at, let's go back now to our main 15-minute chart. They did close back under the 850. How much time we have left? We have 5 minutes left in this auction for a 15-minute candle. Let's see if this 15-minute candle can close back outside GEX 1. If this thing can close outside GEX 1, this would be a pretty strong catalyst for a move to 30,000, folks. If this 15-minute candle can close above 29,850s, this would be a strong catalyst for a move back up to at least one-day mid, I would hope for, right? I would think. And the key answer after everything is, let's see what they do, because no one really freaking knows. But this was their chance here for sellers, and then the fact they closed underneath, that was their chance again. But even though they closed back underneath, they did not close through structural support, pure basic price action, right? Price action 101. 800 is our main level. I always have our quarter levels that I'm always noting. But let's see. We got 5 minutes left. So in the next 5 minutes, this is typical. Right there, they got to get through this level here first. We can get through this level here. What price is that? 90s? If not, then this could simply be a pullback and then we get the bigger drop, right? But we're sitting on 50 points either way. So it's like, whatever price wants to do, it can do. I don't care. I'm now trailing. I'm putting my stop loss right back to 850s again. Maybe I'll just keep it at the opening print. I don't really care. What I'm just going to do now is maybe just take one more contract off, just because I have no confidence in the long-term calmness of the market with Trump on a rant right now. So let's just chill. Let's just chill, bro. Let's just take it easy. So in the event that I get slipped 1,000 ticks, it's okay. It doesn't hurt. It's not gonna hurt, man. So the anchor for me right now, guys, is we got to get above 1030 open. 1030 open. That's what we need. We can reclaim 1030 open. Oh man, get ready. Yeah, I think they did a good enough job shaking everybody out, right? Let's see the 1 minute chart here. So here's my 1 minute chart. 1030 open was that auction that destroyed the lives of every prop firm trader. So 1030, that price right there, 990s. What price exactly is that? Let's just see. 907.